How strong is your financial position? Not your salary, not how busy you are, your actual financial position. Could you put a number on it? Most professionals can't. The gap between a salary and financial position is the gap between earning well and building well. This is what closing the gap looks like for a man called James. 12 months, same income, a very different page. Let me start at the beginning. A senior professional, London-based, earned about £90,000 a year. On paper, successful by any reasonable measure. But when we lay these numbers out, a different picture emerged. A nice house with a nice mortgage, a car on finance, around £14,000 on 2 credit cards he kept me into clear, a personal loan he has stopped looking at, and £3,200 in savings, and one income his funds the entire structure. James didn't have an income problem. He had a balance sheet I never looked at. Hold that figure, £3,200 in your head. We'll come back to it. Here's the line I want you to sit with for a moment. Your life already has the balance sheet. Whether you track it or not, you have assets, you have liabilities, and you have equity. The only question is whether you can see them. Because what you cannot see, you cannot manage. And what you cannot manage compounds quietly in the wrong direction. Let's look at the bigger picture here, because James is not unusual. The Financial Conduct Authority Financial Life Survey found that around 1 in 4 adults had low financial resilience. 1 in 10 had no cash savings at all. A further 1 in 5 had less than £1,000 available in cash savings. That leaves almost a third of UK adults with less than £1,000 to absorb any emergency. And this is not a simple low income problem, because a good income can still support a weak financial position when commitments rise just as quickly as earnings. Internationally, the pattern is familiar. An OECD survey found that more than 1 in 4 adults across participating countries had savings that would last only just for a week if their main income stops. So this is not a UK problem, this is not an American problem, and it is not simply an income problem. It's what happens when people manage what comes in each month, but rarely stop to examine where they're actually building. In business, we don't guess, we check. A serious business look at 3 things: where it owns, where it's whole, and what's left over for the owners. 3 numbers reviewed regularly, compared over time, because profit tells you how fast you are moving, but balance sheet on the other hand tells you exactly where you stand. And here's the shift I want to offer you. You are the business. Your life has assets. Your life has liabilities. Your life has equity. Your personal balance sheet consists of main 3 elements: your assets, your liabilities, and your equities. So let's go through them. Assets, these are what you own: your cash, your savings, your ISAs, pensions, investments, and properties. And for professionals, skills, in the sense that you can actually direct them into generating more income. Assets gives you options. Options are the real currency of a well-built life. Liabilities, on the other hand, these are mortgages, your car finance, your credit cards. They don't you stopped looking at. Liabilities are not moral failures, they are a claim on your future cash. Every liability is a slice of the future that's already been spoken for. And here's what the FCA data quietly tells us. The people in the most fragile positions are usually not the ones with the smallest income. They are the ones with the largest gap between income and surplus. Equity is what remains when you subtract what you own and what you owe. Your assets minus your liabilities, that's your net worth. Your owner's stake in your own life, your margin of safety, your financial position at a particular point in time. For context, the Office of National Statistics estimates the median household wealth in Great Britain as approximately £294,000. That figure includes properties, pensions, savings, and other assets after relevant liabilities. So it should not be confused with cash sitting in the bank. It almost hides an enormous spread between the household, but the purpose of the exercise is not to compare yourself to a national median. It is not to make yourself feel ahead. It is not to make yourself feel behind. The point here is to know your numbers, because once you know your numbers, you have a starting point. Let's talk about your personal SWOT, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, because it is something worth thinking about. Everyone around you has already run this exercise on you. The bank runs it when you applied for a credit. The credit agencies have compiled their versions in a 3-digit number we call the credit score. Your employer runs a version that they decide whether or not to promote you. And the people closest to you runs a quiet version too. Your partner, your children, they pick up on the stress, the avoidance, the things you don't quietly say, even when you think you're hiding it well. Everyone is reading your SWOT. And guess what? You are the only one who isn't. And you are the only one who has the accurate picture. And the only person who can actually move it. So let's do the 4 questions properly. Your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threat. Your strength might be your emergency fund, your low high interest debt, and hindsight you have been quietly feeding for years. Your weaknesses might be one source of income, a lifestyle that have drifted up as high as your salary, and assets that's not actually working for you. Opportunities are where the future is built. With payment ordering, automated savings, and with directing surplus. Threats are what could change the picture. Job loss, high interest rates, a long illness, and inflation. Weaknesses, by the way, is not failure. Weaknesses is information. Now, let's go back to James. Remember, £90,000 salary, £3,200 in cash, £14,000 in credit card, a personal loan, a car on finance, an overdraft he was using more than he wanted to. On the day he first ran his balance sheet, this is what it looks like. A total asset around £590,000, most of that housing equity. Total liabilities around £440,000, of which £40,000 was unsecured short-term debt. His net worth at the time was £65,000, and that £65,000 is a real number, but it's fragile £65,000 because if income stops, the cash runs out very soon, and the short-term debt has to be served from nothing. That was January. For the next 12 months, James completed a 1-page financial review each month. It took around 30 minutes. He did not use complicated softwares. He did not receive any inheritance. He did not get a dramatic pay increase. He did not make one lucky investment. He simply began directing the existing income with greater intentions. He reduced discretionary spending. He stopped adding new balances to the credit cards. He redirected monthly surplus towards most expensive debt. He rebuilt his cash reserves. And each month, he reviewed the movement in his assets, liabilities, and net worth. 12 months later, his position changed. The house was still the same, the job was still the same, and his salaries was broadly the same, but his cash buffer has increased from £3,200 to approximately £7,000. The overdraft has been cleared. The credit card has almost completely cleared. The personal loan has also been reduced significantly. The mortgage balance has continued to fall through the normal repayment and some moderate overpayment. He had opened a small stock, an ISA. His pensions had continued to grow through his own contributions and those of his employers. Across debt reducing, cash accumulating, pension contribution, mortgage repayment, investment contribution, his net worth increased to approximately only £11,000. That is a movement around £46,000 in 12 months alone. That does not mean he has £46,000 in his bank account. Much of that movement came from reducing liabilities, increasing ownership across several parts of his balance sheet. Credit cards and overdraft balances fell. A personal loan reduced. Mortgage principals was repaid. Cash increased. Pension contributions continued, and a small investment balance began to grow. Month by month, liabilities fell. His assets increased gradually, and the gap between what he owned and what he held started becoming wider. The difference was not his higher salary, it was not an inheritance, it was not a spectacular investment win, it was visibility. James began to see connections between each month's decisions and positions he had been building. Debt fell, accessible cash grew. His pension and mortgage continued to do their quiet work in the background, and month by month, his financial position began to be stronger. Same income, same job, different position. And here is something very important, because I don't want you to walk away feeling anxious. When people actually do this exercise, the most common reaction is not panic, it's recognition, and quite often relief. You may notice that what you actually saw as failure is in fact a foundation. This is not an exercise of judgment at all. It's an exercise in clarity, and clarity more often than not is encouraging. So here's the work if you choose to do it. James didn't do anything complicated. He didn't use a software. He didn't have to optimize any tax structure or chase returns. He drew 2 columns on a single sheet of paper. He listed everything he owns and everything he owes, and he subtracted the 2, and then came back on a month-by-month basis to actually update it. That is the entire system on one page. List everything you own that has value: your cash, your savings, your ISAs, your pensions, investments, and property at a fair market value. Underneath that, list everything you owe: mortgage, card balances, loan, any outstandings. Subtract the second from the first. The number is your equity. That is where you stand. You are not aiming for perfection at this point. You are aiming for visibility, because what get measured get managed, and what get reviewed get built. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to Life is Business to hear more of this topic. In the next video, we're going to talk about cash flow, because your balance sheet tells you where you stand, but cash flow on the other hand tells you how long you can keep standing. Cash flow is the oxygen of your life and business, and without it, everything else just becomes harder. See you in the next one.